Okay, so off of kind of what I was just talking about, vision and being inspired and stuff like that, um, I've just always known, well, I did have a spiritual awakening about 2 years ago, and I'm getting closer to that, like, wholeness of who I am right now. Um, and so I kind of had like a train there, but I kind of lost it. The reason I'm kind of talking quiet, like I said in the last video, in case you didn't see it, is that I'm just I'm starting to get more serious, and I got really emotional in the last video. Not really emotional, but I started like tearing up and getting choked up and stuff, and I think that's okay. I know that's okay. I think people should do that more often, and I think they should share it more often, especially when it comes to inspiration. I love being inspired. I always have. I remember being like um, young, 10, 11, 12, maybe 13 at the latest, but a young age to consider it to be profound, or just looking back knowing that like those are, kind of the things that like just I'll just share it. So watching A Walk to Remember is one of my favorite movies. I absolutely adore that movie. I still cry till this day, and I've seen it a million times. Not a million, but you know what I'm saying. And I mean, I would just bawl, man. And I think crying is super, super important. Whether it's happy tears, sad, whatever it is, because locking that up inside is just. I've actually never really done that. I purposely, intentionally did it once or twice, maybe in my life, and it was super damaging. It was super not myself. I was super not who I was. Um, you'll kind of see if you go through my Facebook and stuff like that way back, or not even way back, but sometimes I'll wear a hat now. But I used to like put on a hat, and I was really like gangster, so to speak. I'm sorry if that offends anybody, that term. That's just the phrase that any other human being would probably think of if they see me. There is quite a noticeable difference. If you look at my personal transformation video, it's 1 minute long, movie, whatever you want to call it. Um, it shows that very just hat on and just trying to look all sexy and hot and whatever for women and stuff. And I'm gay, in case that's not obvious to anybody, but now I try to hold myself a little bit better, only because I think sometimes, not all the time, it really depends, I think, where you are too, but I grew up in such a small town where everybody knows everybody's crap, right? And the way you dress really kind of attracts like who your tribe is, and who's attracted to you, and then like that just leads into like alcohol and drugs here, like here anyways. I'm not sure if it's because I've watched people on YouTube who kind of not dress completely like thug gangster. I'm sorry, I don't know what else word to use at this point. And but they're a little bit more cleaner about it and stuff, and they're entrepreneurs and they're speaking at events and stuff like that. And so I definitely think sometimes location matters. People who grew up in a small town know kind of what we're talking about here. Bigger cities. My mom took me all around the world as a child, and as a young teenager, and getting to see that like people don't care wherever else you go. I've been to New York, I've been to Florida, I've been to California, kind of the main places. I've been on top of the Empire State Building, but people will just like, this is how like crazy it gets, right? When I took Morgan for a first time, Morgan's a very dear friend of mine, on a plane. She'd never flown anywhere. She'd only been to Minnesota. She'd never gone like anywhere. She found it like odd and so cool, like at the same time, that somebody was just simply sitting on the floor in the airport stretching, like doing exercises. And I'm like, dude, that's like just a small thing. Like if you were to go to New York, say like people are twirling freaking bandanas and just being themselves fully. And she doesn't know that. I've showed her on videos, but like I just think expansion and getting out and going on adventures and going different places and stuff. I'm trying to just get different angles just to, I don't even know. it's just a stupid head thing, I guess, where you're just like, oh, I definitely look better from this angle. That's how I take pictures. That's how I take selfies. I'm just like, and I'm like, perfect, click. But anyways, I might even do another video because this is getting into 5 minutes and I'm feeling really super, very into who I am. You would say, well, when would you feel not that way? Well, once you kind of get like closer to who you are, you realize when you're in it and when you're not. If you've enjoyed contrast and have, like I have had a very rebellious, alcoholic, drug, kicked out of schools, kind of background, jails and institutions, mental health institutions, my entire life since age 13. First time I was ever in an institution, I was in Human Services Center in Yankton, South Dakota, behavioral health, and that's the first time. I was 13 years old. So I was in school, I was the rebel, I was the person chucking chairs across the room. Like, you might not be able to imagine it, but please, if you go back a little bit in my, just my personal transformation video or movie, and just in my Facebook, just scroll. And maybe I'll give a more in-depth talk. Maybe I could do one with my mom on. Maybe she would do that with me. I'm not sure. She's a very open-minded person, so she might. It's worth a shot, right? And so I'm just feeling really like I just want to get out there and do stuff, and I'm feeling really inspired, and I love inspired action. I don't like to do things when I cannot really, I can like force myself into YouTube. Like, if it's force, it's not, you're not, I feel like I'm not in the wholeness and fullness of who I am, which I've been pretty consistent lately, but the few times I've, dabbled back into drinking or whatever it is, it falls off, because I don't want to be fake, I don't want to be phony, and it's not to say that I'm being fake or phony, it's just I'm not focused, and I'm not totally embracing the inspired part of Cassie Ref and who I am and what I want to do and what I believe in, and just that, like, connectedness to everything. I am going to go in the park tomorrow and film where the magic happened. It's sad that they took the old swing set down that where I had a bit, just big, huge, just, it's ineffable, I guess the word is. I got that from Abraham Hicks's husband, Jerry Hicks. It's something you cannot describe because it's a feeling, and, like, I could tell you, like, how a roller coaster feels, and you could probably imagine that, but, like, spiritual enlightenment is super hard to pin, because you would have to have something to relate it to, and unless you've had a spiritual awakening or experience or something very, very similar, I don't know how to explain it. It's just the most insane, most utter, perfect, purest, positive, most beautiful as joy. It's what everybody wants in life, whether they know it or not. It's like that person with their arms out, like, twirling, like, in a field. You know how they're like, woo, and they're like, woo. Like, that's the feeling. Like, and that's not even coming even close to, like, what it actually is. But I'm just really engulfed in everything I'm trying to do right now, and like I said, I got the camera. It's coming. It's here, because I have somehow managed to get really good at the law of attraction, and now it's become kind of natural to me. And so, but that's a practice thing, but I loved it. So it's like, well, was it practice? Was it work? Yeah, there was actually a lot of self-work, but I absolutely enjoyed just so amazing. I'm going to go ahead and end this and start another one, because now it's getting close to 10 minutes, and YouTube allows from my phone. I tried a 12-minute video once, and it wouldn't let me upload. So, anyways, I have to end this right now, and I'm going to continue. Thank you. I love you.